You're listening to the Cyberwire Network, powered by N2K.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to N2K Cyberwire's Hacking Humans podcast, where each week we look behind the social engineering scams, the phishing schemes, and criminal exploits that are making headlines and taking a heavy toll on organizations around the world. I'm Dave Bittner, and joining me is Joe Kerrigan. Hey there, Joe.
Hi, Dave.
And our N2K colleague and host of the T-Minus Space Daily podcast, Maria Vermazes, is at a conference this week. She's actually in Florida at the Space Week conference.
That must be very nice.
I think that's a pretty cool conference to be at.
I just want to be
with the Artemis launch window opening this week.
That's right. That's right.
I just want to be in Florida.
Where it's warm.
Right.
Right. Well, filling in for Maria this week is our friend of the show, Michelle Kellerman. Hello, Michelle.
Hi, Dave, and hi, Joe.
We've got some good stories to share this week, but first, let's get into our follow-up. Joe.
Big chicken news, Dave.
I was so excited when I saw this.
Yeah.
We have our first eggs. This is a lot earlier than I was expecting. I think you and I have discussed this offline.
Online.
Yeah. Oh, have we?
Yeah.
When I was not planning on getting eggs until like March or
Okay.
April of this year. But one of our hens, and I believe it is my favorite hen, Snugglebug.
Snugglebug.
Snugglebug, right?
Snugglebug never disappoints.
Right.
That's all the snuggling.
Yes.
What a lady.
It made her feel maternal.
That's right.
She started popping out eggs.
And she's laying eggs right now at about a rate of one every day and a half or so,
Okay.
which is actually a lot of eggs for a hen to be laying in winter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Generally, they slow down in winter, and she is just starting laying and is like pooping these things out, man.
What a weirdly specific detail.
Yeah, it is. I have lots of weirdly specific details about chickens.
How is is she the only chicken that's laying eggs so far?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's the only one.
Okay.
I know it's her because I was out there doing some winterizing of the run because they can't walk around in too much snow. So I went out and bought some straw. And after the snow fell, I went out and scattered the straw around the run. So the run is just a mess of straw right now.
Okay.
And when I was doing that, she was out there. She was like making like bark, 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 like laying noises, which
I didn't know there were such a thing.
There are laying noises.
Okay.
And then when I went and looked inside to see how they had done with the straw inside the inside the coop, she is sitting in a nesting box, and right underneath of her is a warm egg. This first egg, this picture on the left is the first egg.
Nice.
And it is like still warm when I pick it up. Like chicken temperature warm. So it's kind of weird to pick up a warm egg and know it's the freshest thing in the world.
Right. Know exactly where it just came from.
That's right. That chicken's butt.
Joe, I don't want to, burst any bubbles for you, but I don't think it's actually the butt.
It's actually, technically, it's called a cloaca.
Oh, that's right. Birds have like one
It's one opening.
One access point,
Yep.
yes.
And
That's right. You are correct.
It's
You're correct.
It is the same orifice out of which she poops.
Right. I
So-
guess it doesn't make sense when you look at the relative size between an egg and a chicken that there would be a calling out of a noise that they would make when
Yeah.
this thing gets past.
I've found, and this is like my horror, I keep worrying about things that aren't going to happen, or may not happen. But there's a thing called egg binding when a hen gets egg bound.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when they have an egg that's too big for them to pass, and it can be lethal.
Oh, okay.
So I'm really worried about how to find that and how to treat it.
Sure.
So, but
So
right
how
now,
many eggs have you had total so far?
let's see. We had these. I think we're up to 4 eggs.
Okay.
Which brings the average cost per egg down to about $400.
Every
Ooh.
time you give me a chicken update, I think I know how it's going to go. And every single time I'm proven wrong. Every time.
See, Michelle, I'm just looking for the day when Joe walks in here with a dozen eggs to give to me.
And says, "Here you go."
Here you
Dave."
go, Dave. I don't know when Joe gets to the point where he's like, Dave, I don't know what to do with all these eggs.
I have a line of people who have said they want the eggs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like you don't
so-
want a pool, you want a friend with a pool. You don't
Right.
want chickens, you want a friend who
Exactly.
has chickens.
That's right.
Exactly.
But I actually do want the chickens. I don't want a pool.
Now, how do you keep the chickens warm? Because it's been very, very cold. It's been single digits at night here.
Yes.
Do you have any kind of heat lamp or anything?
I
for
don't
them?
know. Actually, couple of weeks ago in Montgomery County, just one county south,
Yeah.
there was a fire that was started at somebody's house because they had like a heat lamp in the chicken coop
Right.
and burned the house down.
Oh.
So that's bad news. But the other problem is if you start warming up the chickens and start getting them used to a warm temperature, they become less cold hardy.
Oh.
And they're already pretty cold hardy.
Okay.
So what I've done is I put a bunch of straw into the coop, and
Yep.
then I put straw on the run so they're not walking around on any snow that may have gotten into the run. I actually did the most redneck thing I think I could possibly do to keep
That's
the
a high
snow.
bar.
Yeah. I surrounded the run with cardboard boxes
Oh,
up to
okay.
about 2 feet,
Yeah.
so the snow won't blow in there. They're just zip
Aw.
tied to the
That's
the
good.
cage.
Yeah.
So I will when the snow is melted and it looks like there's no more threat of snow, I'll just go out, cut those up, and put them in the recycle bin.
Sure.
But I was thinking, do I buy plastic or I could just be like farmers are, which is really cheap, and just use what I have, which I had zip ties and cardboard boxes, and just put them around the coop
Yeah. That's
and
good.
the run.
So I met some chickens over the weekend.
Oh, you did?
There's a picture in the show
I
notes.
see it. Look at that.
Aren't
that's
they
a-
pretty?
Golden laced.
I don't know what they are, but they are pretty birds.
Yes, they
They're
are.
pretty birds.
Pretty hens.
So it was my wife's birthday, and to celebrate, there's a farm nearby. It's called Mary's Land Farm, haha, because we're in Maryland.
Right.
And they have a winter barn experience, and that's what we did. And there are little mini goats, little mini goats. There are little mini pigs. There were a couple of donkeys. A couple of baby cows that we got to feed, and some sheep, and let's see, there was a tom turkey and a girl turkey, and then these chickens. So, you get to spend an hour in there snuggling with all the cute little animals.
Are the chickens holdable? Do you get to hold the chickens?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
used to
you
being
do.
handled.
Yeah, and the goat, you could hold the goat. I held a pig, which was something. The pig wasn't happy about it and was making a lot of squealing noises, but got to hold this little pig and little goat. It was fun. My wife loved it. We had some friends join us, so it was just the right amount of time. But I couldn't help thinking about you because of these beautiful hens who
They're-
were strutting around.
There are some good-looking chickens, full-sized.
Mhm.
I'm looking at that. One of them is definitely black lace something. I don't know what it is. That's the gold. The one on the left
Yeah.
is, she has gold feathers, and then around each feather she has like a little black line that goes around the whole. That's called gold lace.
Okay.
And then the other one looks just like a standard chicken. I don't know what that is.
Oh.
What'd she do?
Nothing. She's probably a great chicken.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully she doesn't listen to this show.
I hope not. It doesn't matter. I still like her.
Justice for standard chickens.
Yeah.
She might be an Easter egger. Looking at her. 'cause
They do sell their eggs.
Do they?
So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How much do they sell their eggs for?
No idea.
Asking for a friend
No idea.
who might have spent $1,500 on and try to recoup some of those costs.
It's a lot of eggs,
It
Joe.
is.
A lot of eggs.
Last night I had to go out and buy spend another $50 on these eggs, so it
Yeah.
drove the average cost of eggs up by $12.50.
Mhm.
So I can get a water bowl that doesn't freeze.
Oh, sure.
And
Sure.
yeah, that's I'm hoping that works and doesn't set the coop on fire.
Right. Because then you have fried chicken.
Right, roasted chicken. That would be the most sad. I think I don't know. Would I throw in the towel then? Probably because all my work would have been destroyed. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll
that would
call
be-
an authority if you don't.
That would be a very sad day. Every attacker counts on one thing: environments that trust too much. ThreatLocker closes that gap with default deny at execution. Unknown software? Blocked. Trusted apps? Contained with ring fencing. Configurations? Verified with ThreatLocker DAC so you stay secure and compliant. ThreatLocker delivers the visibility and control CISOs need without adding operational pain, making zero trust real for teams of any size. Stop ransomware at its earliest point. Book a demo at threatlocker.com/N2K. All right, well, let's get to some stories here. Joe, why don't you lead things off for us here today?
So my story is a little bit old. It goes back starting in 2012. But I found this article thanks to, or found this story because of a recent article in AgWeb.
You're reading AgWeb? Farmer Joe is reading AgWeb?
I'm not reading AgWeb,
Okay.
but I was when I saw the story was at AgWeb, I was like, ooh, AgWeb, wonder what this is about.
Uh-huh.
So this story is about Nikesh A.J. Patel, or as his friends call him, Nick.
Uh-huh.
And in 2012, Nick was the CEO of a company called First Farmers Financial with a headquarters in Orlando,
Okay.
and then other offices in California and Georgia.
Yeah.
So Nick was working with his chief operating officer of this First Farmers financial company called Tim Fisher. And they, or maybe just Nick, and the article's not really clear, fabricated a bunch of documents to make the company look legit, saying that they had $20 million in assets sitting in the Wells Fargo account. They also created resumes and financial statements and a bunch of other background information. Just completely fabricated a company.
Okay.
Why did they do this? So that they could go to the United States Department of Agriculture and get approval for USDA secured loans. So the government secures a bunch of different kinds of loans.
Right.
So, for example, the one everybody's probably most familiar with is in buying a house. If you are a veteran, you are eligible to receive a Veterans Administration loan.
Right.
And what that is a lender will give you even a lower interest rate because they know the government is going to guarantee that loan. So
Right.
if the veteran defaults on the mortgage and then they go through the foreclosure process and there's a shortfall that the lender is entitled to, the government will cover that shortfall.
The full faith and backing of the United States government.
Right. Other things include guaranteed student loans
Yep.
are this way.
Yep.
And then there's also apparently some farming loan programs through USDA.
Okay.
So Nick saw this as an opportunity. And once he had the approval to offer these loans, he then created 26 fake loans ranging in value from $2.5 to $10 million each,
Wow.
and built a portfolio of $179 million of fake loans.
Huh.
He had forged USDA loan ID numbers and signatures from people at the USDA that did not exist. And then, when you have a bunch of fake loans, what do you try to do with them, Dave?
So buys a lot of chickens.
Oh, right. That's he had received no money for these loans, so he hasn't. I mean,
So he's granting the loans to other farmers?
nope.
No?
He is saying that he has granted the loans to other farmers,
Oh,
but he has
okay.
not given out any money.
But now he has to figure out how to launder
cash
it.
in. Well, I think he's
Yeah.
already figured out how to cash in because he
Right.
contacts a company called Pennant Management, which is an investment firm,
Okay.
and they were interested. And they did a significant amount of due diligence, not enough in my opinion. They fly down to meet with Patel, and he shows them all this fabricated evidence, including audited financial statements from a CPA named Jeff Kane, spelled Geoff.
Oh, yeah.
British spelling of Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff does not exist.
Oh.
He's completely fictitious, completely synthetic. But Pennant winds up taking the bait and buying the fake loans for $179 million.
Wow.
And they wire Nick Patel the money. Sometime in September, they start to notice, this is 2014, they start to notice some address inconsistencies. And they're probably wondering, hey, why aren't we getting paid? Because when you loan money to somebody, they generally pay you. If you've ever had a mortgage, one of the first things that happens when you get a mortgage is they sell it to somebody else, and then you make your payment to that other person.
Right.
And they'll send you notifications. That happens.
Yeah.
But so these guys did something similar, and they were expecting payments, but none of them came. So they contact the FBI, and they say, hey, what's going on? Help us with this. And the FBI investigates, and they charge Patel in 2014 with fraud. And he gets arraigned in 2015. And by the way, that's the same year that Pennant Management collapses,
Oh, no.
goes out of business. He ruined this company,
Right.
right? Nick then, during the process of this, Nick pleads guilty in late 2016. So he's been, criminally charged for a couple of years. He's got $196 or $79 million in the bank, and he's spending it like wild. I mean, if you read this story, it talks about all the things he did.
Okay.
It's crazy. He eventually winds up pleading guilty in 2016, and it gets scheduled for sentencing in April of 2017.
Okay.
Nick manages to get his sentencing delayed till April or January of 2018.
Yeah.
Now here is why this is such a wild ride. During that time, in 2017, Nick invents the persona Ron Elias, who is the vice president of guaranteed lending at Banco do Brasil,
Okay.
which is a real bank, but the position vice president of guaranteed lending does not exist, and neither does Ron Elias.
Okay.
He then executes the same scheme again, selling agricultural loans, selling loans to Agricultural Mortgage Corporation. That's the Farmer Mac. So I didn't know that Farmer Mac was a thing until I read this. Read the story.
So like the agricultural version of Freddie Mac?
Right, and Sally Mae.
Yeah.
There's Farmer Mac. And he sells these loans to Farmer Mac for $20 million.
Huh?
While he is waiting sentencing for the exact same crime that took down Pennant Management.
Okay.
Well, you can't be a multi-million-dollar thief and be shy about it, can you?
We're not done yet. This is amazing to me. 3 days before sentencing in January of 2017?
Yeah.
Or 2018. He says, well, I'm not sticking around for this. I know this is not going to go well. And he charters a plane to Ecuador. But the FBI picks up on this and they nab him at the airport. And in March of 2018, 2 months after that, he is sentenced to 25 years in prison.
All right.
You'd think that would be the end of it.
I'd say justice has been served.
No, sir.
Oh, no.
Then, while in prison for taking out Pennant Management and under indictment for defrauding Farmer Mac, he works with his wife, Tricia, from 2019 to 2023 to start a third company called Community First Mortgage. Tricia secures a loan guaranteed by the USDA for a company called Precision Powered Products. Right, this was a company that existed and was looking to be sold. So she contacted him, asked him some questions, and then she impersonated that company to get another loan to expand into Puerto Rico. And the USDA guaranteed that loan. Then Tricia turned around, acting as the lender for Community First Mortgage, to sell that loan for another $7.4 million.
A paltry $7.4 million.
Right. That's the smallest take this guy has had so far. So in 2023, the FBI and the USDA Inspector General found everything, and they have arrested Tricia, and they cleared out Nick's cell, right? They in his prison cell. They went in there and they found 3,000 pages of documentation in his cell related to this latest fraud.
What were they just thinking that those were?
I don't know.
Like Nick's running a lending library out of his cell or so, or stuffed his mattress with papers?
He's an artist.
It was under his mattress.
3,000
pages of documentation.
Okay.
So now Nick has been sentenced to another 27 years in the federal pen, as Boss Hogg used to say. So, he's got like close to 50, he got more than 53 years of prison time. His wife, Tricia, got 51 months because I guess her crime was only $7.4 million.
Yeah, and I mean, who knows? I'm speculating here, but maybe they were able to convince the government that she was operating on his behalf or something. He was the mastermind,
right? Yeah. She fully cooperated, and
yeah.
I mean, why is this on Hacking Humans? This is what's going on here. Is this guy is smooth talking these people, these lenders that are going to buy these loans and showing them all kinds of fake documentation.
Right.
And it seems to me like all of these lenders didn't do their due diligence. Like in this story from AgWeb, the USDA, when they were looking at that precision powered products, didn't even check the address of the location in Puerto Rico that they were expanding into, because that was just an abandoned building.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, when I bought my house, I felt like I had to do a blood pact and dental impressions to get my mortgage. And they're just like, no, you're cool. Well, I believe you.
Yeah.
What?
That's essentially what happened. They said, yeah, you're cool. And, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm Nick and I run into get this $176 million payout from Pennant, I am not sticking around in the U.S.
Well, you don't get many cautious types doing this type of
deal.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah. Well, and I think we can learn something about Nick's personality, that he continued to do this even while incarcerated.
Yeah, there's something up to this guy.
Like, you think maybe they're going to have an eye on me and my family since I'm incarcerated, having already done this twice.
Right.
Yeah, I
That's
feel
really
like when you've
something.
made like 2,700 steps without getting caught,
Yeah.
you might think that you have a few more.
Maybe.
Maybe
Wow.
this time I'll get real
Yeah.
lucky.
Right. Wow. That's yeah. I mean, to the due diligence point.
Right.
I mean, I would imagine that part of this is Nick figured out what the standard degree of diligence was
Mm-hmm.
and provided exactly that,
Right.
and that was it.
Nobody ever followed up. Nobody
Right.
from Pennant said, "Hey, why don't we call the USDA and verify these numbers, these
Yeah.
loan numbers, just to make sure this isn't some kind of fraud thing?"
Right.
Because if you do that, then the USDA goes, "Nope, none of these are real numbers." Then you call the FBI before you send any money,
Mm-hmm.
and Nick Patel doesn't collapse your company,
Right.
right? It doesn't run you out of business.
Well, who
So-
knows? I don't. Who knows what was going on with the management company? But we've
Yep.
certainly seen lots of cases where people get blinded by greed.
It was too good of an opportunity to be true, I think, is what's
Right.
going on.
Right. Absolutely. Wow. Well, boy. So I guess lesson learned here is do your due diligence, and also just because somebody has reams and reams of paperwork
In their prison cell.
in their prison cell, right? Listen, yeah. Listen, I'm going to take a meeting, but I need to warn you ahead of time that it's a very secure facility. So in my office,
Were they just like, hey, I'll throw in an ink cartridge for you for free?
right? Right. All right. Well, we will have a link to that story in the show notes. Michelle, let's move on to you. What do you have for us this week?
So my story is currently breaking. It only came out yesterday, and so details are still a little squishy, I guess. Story is from Cyberscoop, where Okta SSO, the single sign-on provider, they put out an alert that their service was being abused by a group called Shiny Hunters in a targeted voice phishing campaign combined with custom phishing kits against certain corporations. So this is a very targeted phishing campaign where they are not just doing the phish to try and get somebody to give their multi-factor authentication codes. They are also using that once they get their initial access. They are pivoting to register their own multi-factor authentication devices to be able to move around the network and steal data.
Maintain presence.
Yeah, the interesting detail is this is so custom and so specific that they're registering custom domains. Sophos is tracking about 150 custom domains registered for this campaign. That makes it look like a legitimate domain as they are posing as the company's help desk, and then making it seem legitimate, like it's on behalf of the company, using those custom domains to make it look real, and they mimic the MFA site almost exactly so that you have no idea that you're putting something into a weird site that you've never seen. They have them for not just Okta, but also Google and Microsoft multi-factor authentication. So
Well, let me just back up for a second for folks who may not be familiar. Can explain to us what single sign-on is, and because Okta is a third-party provider of that service, right?
yes. So single sign-on is something that corporations use it's what the name describes. You have your one username and password, either an email or just a regular username, and one password for the company that will work across multiple services. So when you want to sign on to your email, but also sign on to your timesheet to fill out how many hours you worked, you get to use the same logon. That doesn't happen by itself. There needs to be something that if you have multiple services from multiple providers, because Microsoft isn't going to be doing your timesheet, Okta will do that for you on your behalf. So you only have to memorize one username and password instead of like 3,000,
Right.
depending on how large your corporation is.
Okay.
So it's a single point of failure if you have access to the multi-factor authentication.
So for the user, it makes life a lot easier because you have, as it's named, a single sign-on that basically logs you into everything you need to do at work, for example.
Yes. And so you only have to memorize one, but there's also then just one authentication to get access to anything that you may need for that company.
So if they get that, it's the keys to the kingdom.
Yes. So they had this single sign-on attack. And normally when you have a voice phishing campaign, it's kind of a spray and pray. You just try and hit as many as possible. You try and just hope that you get your hooks in one thing. This is very targeted and very specific. The domain registration that shows that you have very specific companies that you are going after. This is not just for everybody. They are looking for specific information. Once they get the MFA solution, and then they register their own bad devices to be able to maintain that persistence. So they only need to do the phishing once, and then they have their device where they can continuously log on. Then they try and get an elevated account, so privileged access. Then comes the data exfil and the extortion. So this group has been known to extort the companies that they are targeting. It's not just pure data exfil.
Let me just ask Joe. They're using voice phishing here. What's the shortened name for that, Joe?
I specifically left it out because I have to be down the hall from him. Okay, I am being very intentional.
Joe, what do they
right
call
now.
that, Joe? What's the
Scam
common
phone calls, Dave.
What's the word they use for
scam-
voice? No, there's something else I'm thinking of. It's
I think
it has
it's
to
called
do-
vishing.
Phishing.
Oh, Michelle, you ruined it for me.
Vishing is my favorite word.
It's my least favorite. One of my actually smishing and quishing are actually
Quishing broke me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hate
quishing is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I had to take a walk when I read that for the first
Yeah,
time.
quishing's pretty. Yeah, definitely. It's a you're diving off a cliff with quishing, but
Yes.
Yep. We commuted here together. If I get in an accident on the way, it was not my fault.
right. Joe steers the passenger side of the car into a telephone pole.
He's taking us all down.
At least I never have to hear the word vishing or quishing or smishing again.
There's so many better ways to not do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this has been a developing story. There hasn't been a lot of information about the specifics of what they're exfilling, but the phishing kits that are that are part of the attack, it demonstrates the real-time capability to mimic the authentication flow. So it's not just the user interface; they are also programming that user interface that the victim is putting their MFA into to mimic legitimate traffic, so it doesn't get caught by, an intrusion detection system. They are going multiple steps beyond. Let's just hope that they don't look too closely. They're even mimicking data paths and data flows amongst the Microsoft, Google, and Okta sign-in flows.
Is there a sense here that they're going after high-value targets? I mean, they must be with this amount of effort.
Yes, it was for financial institutions, healthcare, banking. I first saw this on Banking Info Security to get more to get additional details. It's very high value. It's very interesting that Shiny Hunters took credit for it publicly when they have a very well-known reputation for not following through on their end of the bargain. So I was kind of confused about that. They have a reputation, even in the press releases. There's like, hey, these guys don't hold up their end and they will re-extort you. Don't bother. And so I was surprised that they said, yeah, it's us.
Right.
You don't have the reputation to be doing that.
It's interesting.
Big
Unless
dog,
it's not them. And they're just trying to ruin somebody else's take.
Maybe.
Could be. That's me just speculating wildly.
Yeah, bad guy PR is not in my wheelhouse. But
Well, no honor among thieves.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought that was really interesting, but this story struck me also because Joe mentioned the CrowdStrike report that I sent him a couple weeks ago about how 79% of attacks are now malware-free, and they are going through people. And it's not this is going to show how far they are willing to go to not do malware, and how much, even with all this effort and creating all these data flows, making sure that they have the right domains, they're putting a ton of work into it. And that is still, I guess, to them, less work than creating a piece of malware. Like, this is clearly a better path for them to get what they want, even with all this extra work attached.
Right.
It's much more successful, probably.
Yeah. So that just speaks to the degree of difference and difficulty that they're willing to do all of this to just not use malware.
Yeah.
Which was interesting to me.
What are there in this article have recommendations for how folks can best protect themselves here? Because if what I'm logging into looks and feels exactly like my single sign-on provider, it's going to be tough to differentiate.
Yeah, using physical MFA tokens, so something like a YubiKey is a big one.
Because you can't pass that on to the bad guy.
Yeah,
Right.
you cannot pass that on to the bad guy. And so that's really the biggest one. And double checking the fake domains, but really just nope, your help desk is not going to call you ever. Like
Yeah.
that's just, they're not going to, if they're going to do something, it's going to be an email that goes out to people as a blessing, hey, this service is down, not click here to go and fix something. They are never going to mass prompt their users to do something.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not how help desks work. They have too much to be doing. They're not going to reach back. I had to get into my help desk today for something simple. They said, yeah, we'll call you back. They didn't. They're not calling you. Like, that's just don't listen to people who call you on the phone. I'm a millennial. If my phone audibly rings, I'm already doing something wrong. I'm already irritated.
Right.
And I'm going to extra not do what you told me to do because you're bothering me during my work day.
Just out of
take
spite.
that,
Right.
Yeah.
take that with you.
Yeah,
that with
I
you.
understand.
But yeah, physical keys can't be passed, and the same kind of similar. It's not quite juicy enough to make you feel secure, but don't trust when somebody says, "Hey, we're here to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're here to help you figure this out." That doesn't happen.
Yeah. The brief time that I was working for a company that was big enough to have a help desk, they were on a different floor from us. And I bugged the heck out of them because anytime they asked for something, I would physically go up there and like knock on the door and be like, "Hey guys, did you send this to me?" Yes, we did. Okay,
Yes.
just checking. And then, off I went. But I figured, why not? Right? Better safe than sorry. So if you can have face-to-face. It's like the thing about your boss asking you to buy gift cards.
Yes.
Right? Go down the hall.
Right.
Knock on your boss's door. Check in. Just make sure. Face-to-face is a great way to diffuse these things.
Face-to-face is a great way to diffuse things for a bunch of work stuff.
Yeah.
Having the ability to go down to my boss's office and annoy him personally, that's so much fun.
Yeah, right. To
I do that
complain about Joe.
I do that a lot to him.
I told him today, I'm like, I'm judicious with my botherings. This is me being toned down. And he's just like, well, isn't that tragic?
Yeah. All right. Well, we will have a link to that story in the show notes. Let's take a break right now to hear from our show sponsor. We will be right back after this. Most environments trust far more than they should, and attackers know it. ThreatLocker solves that by enforcing default deny at the point of execution. With ThreatLocker Allow listing, you stop unknown executables cold. With ring fencing, you control how trusted applications behave. And with ThreatLocker DAC, Defense Against Configurations, you get real assurance that your environment is free of misconfigurations and clear visibility into whether you meet compliance standards. ThreatLocker is the simplest way to enforce zero-trust principles without the operational pain. It's powerful protection that gives CISOs real visibility, real control, and real peace of mind. ThreatLocker makes zero trust attainable even for small security teams. See why thousands of organizations choose ThreatLocker to minimize alert fatigue, stop ransomware at the source, and regain control over their environments. Schedule your demo at threatlocker.com/N2K today. And we are back. My story this week comes from the folks over at Info Security Magazine. And this is about a campaign that's going after LastPass, which is one of the big names in password managers.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Very
warning
common.
companies that there's an active phishing campaign that is impersonating the company to try to steal master passwords and take over people's accounts. So kind of like what we were talking about with the single sign-on, if you get someone's master password and access to their password manager,
Yes.
that's it. That's the ball game.
That's
Same thing with email.
right.
Same thing with email. Right. So LastPass is their threat intelligence mitigation and escalation team, which they cleverly refer to as TIME.
That's a good acronym.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's a not irritating acronym, and I'll
Right.
take that.
Yeah, makes me think of Morris Day and the Time.
Yes.
OEO.
Jerome.
Yeah. So,
Well, I think we just,
Young-
Michelle is shrugging.
Michelle
Young
has no idea what we're
person
talking
here.
about. No,
I'll get
no.
the too long, don't read later.
She doesn't want her MTV.
Yes.
So this started happening mid-January, and the phishing emails say that the users need to urgently back up their password vaults within 24 hours because there's going to be maintenance happening soon. So, Joe, artificial
time horizon.
That's
Exactly.
right. That's right.
Do it now.
Yeah. And so links in the emails lead to a fake LastPass login page, and that gets their usernames and then their master passwords.
Mhm.
And then, as we said, they gain access to not just your LastPass account, but everything stored within there. And that, of course, can be all your passwords. But, lots of people store things like credit card information. There are all sorts of things you can trust a password manager like LastPass with.
Yeah, they have secure notes and stuff.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, all kinds of things. So LastPass says that these emails are circulating widely. They're seeing a lot. And as we said, they rely on the urgency to pressure the victims into clicking through because they threaten you basically by saying, if you don't do this, you're going to lose access to everything.
And a common rule of thumb is companies will not prompt you for the action. They will wait for something to not work, and then you call them. I think that's a good general rule of thumb.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
I feel like that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, that's true.
Not a guarantee, but
Yeah.
So I just went to the LastPass website, and they have authentication using desktop biometrics or a security key.
Yep.
And they have FIDO2 compatible authenticators like YubiKey and Google Titan and all those.
Right.
So if you're going to store your passwords in a password manager, and even if that password manager is not in the cloud, I mean, I would recommend this for like the one I use, Passkey XC. I can't remember what it's called. I have it open right now. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Yes, it's Passkey XC or KeePass XC.
Okay.
If you can protect that with a FIDO2 compliant device, your password doesn't do any good to these guys
Mm-hmm.
because they still need physical access to that device to get to your password manager.
Right. Right.
So again, here we are. Why aren't we using more hardware tokens?
Yeah. Yeah. Hardware. I mean, anything's better than nothing in this case.
Yes.
But a hardware key is pretty much top of the heap when it
Yep.
comes to protecting something. And to Michelle's point, I would say adjacent to your email account is the access to your password manager.
Yeah.
Of course, email accounts are important because everything flows through there.
Right. Any
All the password
resets
changes.
go
Yeah.
right through it.
unfortunately, people don't like being inconvenienced, which is why password is a common password. And then password 1 is just as common because we
Yeah.
don't like being inconvenienced.
I was, how do I describe this? I was doing a little help, tech support for a friend of mine who was having trouble logging on to a community volunteer group website. And she's just having trouble time and time again. And at one point I said to her, what I'm going to ask you to do, my friend, is I need you to create a password for this site and this site alone. And her face dropped like I was asking her to sell a child or something. Like,
Right.
she's like, what do you mean a password just for this site? So I sighed and she agreed to do it. And so far, so good. But you're right, Michelle. I mean, it's just, I get it, right? It's human nature. And everybody thinks it's not going to happen to them. But we're past that point.
Yes.
We are past that point, especially with this critical stuff like your password manager and your email account. Username and password aren't good enough anymore.
No, they are not.
You need more than that.
It's also just we have to do it so often. Like your light bulbs have a username and password now.
Not
Sometimes
my light bulbs.
It's like, and some days it's like I'm one poorly timed MFA request away from a bad mood.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Oh yes. Are you?
So-
Oh yeah.
I get it.
No. I mean,
I get the irritation.
Oh boy. Yeah. I generally don't like to curse, but when I'm in username password hell, I mean, I'll be by myself and say it under my breath. But man, Yeah, it boils my blood. When
You know what? I don't need to
feeling
do this anymore. It's fine.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
This is optional now.
I don't need to pay this bill right now.
No,
You need me to pay
I'll
this
work
bill.
in the
Stop.
dark.
Get out of my way about
these
it.
lights don't need to turn on.
Right.
I will light a candle in
Yep.
the darkness.
Yep.
All right. Well, we will include a link to this story in the show notes. And of course, we'd love to hear from you. If there's something you'd like us to consider for the show, you can email us. It's hackinghumans@n2k.com. All right, Joe, Michelle, it is time for our catch of the day.
Dave, can I provide one update before we go to catch of the day?
Please.
I have another egg today. My wife just sent me a text.
With
of-
with a date stamp, like a library date stamp
Yeah,
on
my
it.
wife has
Oh.
purchased a date stamp for the egg so we know what day the egg was laid.
Okay.
Is that gonna
Oh,
get
really?
put
Oh,
up?
Yes.
that's funny.
Are you gonna like frame that in a way where like you can see it's like the first dollar ever made of a business, and it's like the egg timestamp?
That's a
No.
good idea.
Yeah.
I figured
I'll
that
just-
Joe.
You're looking
well,
at me like I'm
know what?
crazy, like you wouldn't absolutely
Inevitably-
do that.
Yeah. I'm also waiting for the day when you install some kind of automation that has a camera that keeps an eye on the coop
Right.
and automatically texts you with a time and number of laid eggs.
I just hear that Bugs Bunny industrial music. Playing it, dun, 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 dun,
And then,
dun, dun.
automatically prints a barcode on the eggs.
Right.
You know, all these kind of things.
That's
And-
why I was chuckling when he was like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna do something redneck." I was like, "You have an automatic time door with a light sensor. Nothing about what you're doing is
No.
redneckery. Get out of
No,
here."
no, he's got more technology in that chicken coop than we had in Apollo 11.
Yes.
Yes, your chickens could go to the moon.
I
Joe.
told you about my daughter's plan for building an industrial control system.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
poultry. What was it? Poultry. Poultry operational technology on a Raspberry Pi, and she was going to call it pot pie, the chicken pot pie.
You know what that
Spectacular.
means? I don't know if either of you are familiar with this. And this is kind of a deep cut, but you know the industrial control system company Dragos.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in their lobby, they have a giant Lego set that has Lego versions of basically everything that could be controlled by industrial control systems.
That sounds like a very
so
nerd
their Lego
activity.
set has a nuclear power plant. It has a water treatment plant. I wonder if they have a chicken coop, Joe.
I don't know.
I
Right?
doubt it because nobody's like nobody looks at chickens as like, you know what this needs?
Yeah.
Right.
Technology.
would
Nobody looks at
imagine- yeah.
homesteading and is like, I'm missing a computer.
They probably have like Purdue, you know, the industrial control systems that run a major chicken processing plant.
Right.
But what my point is, I think your daughter needs to make a little minifig scale chicken coop. Send it over to Dragos with a little letter, let a picture of her setup, and have it added to the Lego set that's in the Dragos lobby.
I think she bought Robert Lee's children's book.
Solid.
There you go.
That-
See?
Because
Spectacular.
Robert Lee, president, CEO of Dragos,
Yeah.
wrote a children's book about cybersecurity, and I think she bought it for her kids.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah, it's a book for children and managers. He has like
Yeah.
4 of them. They're
Not a big-
excellent.
Gap between the two sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. Catch of the day, Joe.
Catch of the day. Yes. This one comes from the Scambait subreddit. Who's going to do these? You want me to read it? You want Michelle?
I will. So this first one, I will do the part that is in gray. Joe, you can do the part that's in green.
Okay.
So this first one is
person.
very short, but also very funny.
Okay.
Go ahead. How have you been lately?
Who is this?
This is Annie, darling. Didn't you save my number?
Annie, the same Annie who beat my brother to death?
Yes. I just love the yes. Yes.
That's awesome.
Is that great? Yeah.
Because they're fishing for something here.
Yeah.
Looking for you to go like, Annie, the Annie I met at the conference? Yes.
Yes.
I really don't take enough advantage of my free will.
Right.
No?
I'm missing the bar.
Yeah.
Well, you've heard me answer my phone as Mabel Johnson.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we have a second one here because the first one was short. So tell you what, Michelle, you can do the gray part. Joe, you can be in blue,
All right.
and I'll sit back and enjoy the fun. And we will, we'll stop with the where there's the big X, and you can abbreviate the profanity there, Michelle, if you please. All right, go ahead.
long time no see. Are you back?
Yes, I am. Are you? I heard your sentence was extended for poor behavior. That's pretty good.
I'm planning to host a small barbecue party tomorrow and have invited a Texas barbecue chef. Are you free tomorrow?
I thought you were still locked up, though.
My name is Jack. May I ask, are you Mr. David? We met at a jewelry exhibition.
Ah, I see the mix-up. I thought you were my homie Big T, but he is in lockup right now. So I was thinking to myself, how is Big T going to invite me to a barbecue party with a Texas barbecue chef when Big T is currently in the big house? You know what I mean? LOL. All good, man. You cool, though?
I'm so sorry. My assistant must have dialed the wrong number. I hope my mistake didn't ruin your day.
Your mistake only slightly ruined my day. I think I'll survive.
You should die early. You.
Well, that's... Well, on that note, I won't be taking you up on your invitation to the Texas barbecue party with the real Texas chef. I could give you the number of a very good therapist, though, someone who is really top-notch with helping people work through their anger management issues. Shall I text her number to you?
And scene.
Right.
Yeah, that was the surprising thing to me is like you would think doing the most irritating thing in existence, being the most irritating person, like you pull worse than staph infections as a scammer. And you have this short of a temper, like you're in the wrong game, my guy. What are you doing here?
Yeah, that's true.
Like that's very surprising to me. You're the annoying one here.
I wonder if they have macros for these heated responses.
Copy and paste. Oh, for the heated responses, probably not. That's probably them actually typing.
I get to be the one cursing. You're messing my day up.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually have a Texas barbecue story. You guys want to hear it?
As long as you don't call the Texas barbecue guy a chef.
Do we have a choice? Go for it, Joe.
Okay, so my wife and I were in Houston. We were driving to our friend Joel. You met Joel.
Yeah.
Driving to his ranch out in the middle of San Saba County. And my wife says, where do you want to stop for lunch? I'm like, well, let's stop at that guy's place. And it's this, I think it was Dave's. No, it wasn't Dave's. I have to look
Famous
it up.
Dave's?
No, it was not Famous Dave's.
Imagine if he
Nathan.
had a barbecue store.
It was Nathan's Barbecue.
Okay.
And it's between Houston and, so it's just outside of Houston, like about 2 hours.
Okay.
Which in Texas is just outside of Houston.
Right.
So I said, well, there's that place there. And she goes, that's 150 miles away. I'm like, we're going to get there eventually. We might as well stop. And it's Woodfire Barbecue. So we walk into the Woodfire Barbecue place and I go, what's good here? And of course, the people there go, everything's good here. This is Woodfire Barbecue. And we sit down and we're eating. It's kind of like the old like Ponderosa.
Sure.
Where you walk through and you get stuff and then you get barbecue sauce on it and you sit down. And Nathan comes out from the back and he's like, hey, you guys are from out of town. I'm like, yeah, we're from Baltimore. And he goes, oh, my favorite baseball player's from Baltimore. And I'm thinking he's going to say Cal Ripken, right?
Sure.
Because we say, who's your favorite baseball player? And he goes, Boog Powell. And my wife says, I got a picture of me and my daughter with Boog Powell we just got last week. And she pulls up her cell phone and shows this guy a picture of her and Boog Powell.
Wow.
Boog has that barbecue joint outside of Camden Yards.
Right, exactly. Yeah. He is a famous barbecue place.
Yeah.
Where you go to the Orioles game, you can enjoy some delicious Boog Powell barbecue.
And you can get your picture taken with Boog because he's almost always there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Good question.
I don't know.
Because that's critical to this story.
Well,
This story is critical to nothing.
Yeah. That's true.
Just
Too many rabbit holes.
Yeah. But it was Nathan's Barbecue. Really good barbecue. It was wood-fired barbecue, which not a lot of places in Texas do.
All right. Well, that is our catch of the day, or our catches of the day. So, again, we would love to hear from you. If there's something you'd like us to consider for the show, please email us. It's hackinghumans@n2k.com. Most environments trust too much, and attackers know it. ThreatLocker enforces default deny at execution, blocks unknown apps, and limits what trusted apps can do. Stop ransomware at the source. Get your demo at threatlocker.com/N2K. And that is our show, brought to you by N2K Cyberwire. We'd love to know what you think of this podcast. Your feedback ensures we deliver the insights that keep you a step ahead in the rapidly changing world of cybersecurity. If you like our show, please share a rating and review in your favorite podcast app. Please also fill out the survey in the show notes or send an email to hackinghumans@n2k.com. This episode is produced by Liz Stokes. Our executive producer is Jennifer Iben. We're mixed by Elliot Peltzman and Trey Hester. Peter Kilpie is our publisher. I'm Dave Bittner.
I'm Joe Kerrigan.
And I'm Michelle Kellerman.
Thanks for listening.